Hey friends, my name is Amy Rebecca. Welcome back to my channel and to another episode of what we like to call Crazy Tales from Kuwait. This is a series where I share some of my funniest, craziest, and in some instances, downright most terrifying stories from when I lived in Kuwait a few years ago. I am so happy that you guys have been enjoying this series so far. I will link the previous episodes down in the description box in case you missed them. And I'm also going to link my expat playlist where you can go back and watch the actual videos of when I used to live in Kuwait and Bahrain, for those of you who maybe weren't subscribed back then and missed those. Also, for those of you who still aren't subscribed, now would be a perfect time to hit that subscribe button and become a member of the Odd Squad. Just saying. So today's story is wild. This might be the craziest thing I experienced while I was living in Kuwait. Although actually I don't know, because a lot of really weird things went on while I was living there. I don't know. It's enough to say that I was there, I experienced this, and even I am still trying to figure out what the heck happened. I will say that for this video, it might get a little bit confusing. There are going to be a lot of names thrown around, and a lot of this is secondhand information. It comes from gossip, things that people told me, and not necessarily things that I saw with my own eyes. So please bear that in mind. I am just relaying this story to you as I experienced it and as I got the information. But I will hold up my hands and say that to this day, I still have no idea what happened in the end. So I moved to Kuwait to teach at an international school, and when I got there at the beginning of the school year, it was mostly new staff members. There were a few returning staff members from previous years, but mostly it was brand new people, which was great because it made it really easy to make friends. Everybody's a little unsure, everybody's a little bit out of their comfort zone, you know, new job, new apartment, new country. It's a really good bonding experience when you meet people under those conditions. So there was a group of 5 of us who bonded really well. We were all girls around the same age, and we just honestly had a lot of fun. But a few months into working at this school, one of the girls, we'll call her Joan, I don't know why, but Joan got fired just randomly out of the blue one day. I know that sounds ridiculous, but she literally rocked up to work one day. They pulled her aside in the morning and just said, "Oh hey, you can leave because you don't work here anymore." That was the kind of place I worked at. That was not unusual to happen to staff members. And let me tell you, there is nothing more unsettling than turning up for work every day and not knowing whether you actually have a job there. Anyway, Joan managed to find herself a new job at another school in Kuwait, but because we all lived in apartments owned by the people who ran our school, she had to move out, and she moved to a different area of Kuwait. It wasn't far away because it's Kuwait, it's small, nothing's very far away, but we saw less of her because we weren't living in the same building anymore, we weren't working in the same place anymore, and you know, she met new friends and she had other people to hang out with. It's just life, baby. But we still kept in touch, we still hung out, we still had our group WhatsApp, and she was still one of our friends. I really liked Joan. She was so much fun. Honestly, I really liked her. I'm saying this as if she's dead. She's not dead, but I miss her. A little while after Joan left, one of the other girls, we'll call her Shannon, she quit because she and Joan had been roommates and they had been best friends, and she just struggled after Joan was gone. She struggled living in the apartment without her. She just didn't want to work there anymore, so she quit and she got another job too. And as time went on, we did kind of drift apart, especially with Shannon. She kind of found a new group of friends who she was more comfortable with. She had more in common with them, and so she kind of stepped away from that original friendship group, which is fine. That's what happens in life. But Joan still stayed in touch. She still stayed in the WhatsApp group. We would still message her and we would still make plans to hang out together. But as time went on, she just stopped showing up to the plans, or she would cancel last minute, or she would have like a random emergency, and it started to get kind of odd. You know, when someone just out of the blue just constantly keeps bailing on plans and it's just not in their character, it seemed a bit odd. Anyway, this is where things get unnecessarily dramatic. Welcome to my life. Because there was this teacher that we worked with who was a little bit older. We'll call her Miss Nina. I didn't really know her very well. I mean, we would have small talk in the corridor or whatever, but she was just another co-worker, you know? She was a little bit closer to my friend who we will call Paula. I don't know where these names are coming from. They were more like acquaintances. They weren't really friends, like they wouldn't hang out together, but they would chat in the staff room. One day, Paula comes bursting into my classroom at the end of the school day and says, "You won't believe what Miss Nina just told me." So here is the story as it came from Miss Nina to Paula and then to me. I know. So according to Miss Nina, she had gone to visit her husband at his apartment on the weekend. They lived in separate apartment buildings. I don't know why, and it's not my business. She had gone in there and she said that she instantly got like a weird vibe. Women know these things, you know? So she bursts into the bathroom and guess what she finds in there? Joan! I know. So her husband's all, "It's not what it looks like, we're just friends, we're just hanging out. Ignore this woman who's hiding in my bathroom." And Miss Nina is angry. She grabs her bag, she slams the door, and she goes straight home. Apparently, it wasn't until she got home that she realized that the handbag she had grabbed wasn't hers, it was Joan's. And this is the reason that she gave for bringing Paula into all of this drama. Because again, they weren't friends. I don't know, it's not the kind of thing that you would really just want to tell a random person. But she said that she wasn't just spreading gossip, she wasn't just trying to make it out that our friend Joan was a homewrecker. She needed to tell Paula because Paula had to go and give Joan her bag back. Immediately no, immediately no. My view on this was, leave that drama well alone, Paula. If Miss Nina wants to give the bag back to Joan, she can do that, which I'm sure is going to be very awkward and uncomfortable, and my heart goes out for her if everything that she's saying is true, but she doesn't need to bring you into this. It's not your business, and it is not right for you to insert yourself in someone else's familial drama. And at this point, we have no proof that any of this is even true. And even worst case scenario, if Joan is having this affair with Miss Nina's husband, which again, pure speculation at this point, we don't know, but even if she is, if she had wanted us to know, she would have told us. There's a reason that she's not said anything about this. So leave it alone. But nobody listens to me. So all this time, Paula is trying to figure out a way to like casually bring up this potential affair that may or may not be happening. She's texting Joan like, "Oh hey, so you seeing anyone new? Who have you been hanging out with?" And Joan's like, "Nobody." Again, I'm like, either she's telling the truth, in which case leave it alone, or she doesn't want to talk about it, in which case leave it alone. Obviously, I am not condoning people having affairs, but I just think if you have no evidence and all you have is gossip from someone that you don't even know very well, I don't think it's wise to then potentially hurt a friend over that, especially when you try and bring it up in a roundabout way and she's denying any knowledge of it, right? Because either way, either she's telling the truth and it's not true and this is all just made up, or she is having the affair and she doesn't feel comfortable talking about it, and you can't force someone to talk about something that they don't want to talk about. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on that. Meanwhile, Miss Nina calls this man's second wife, because he has another wife in a different country, and she tells her that he's cheated on both of them with Joan. And now this woman is hysterical too. So we have two hysterical women and Joan who's denying everything, and Paul is like, "I need to fix this," and I'm like, "No, you can't. This is not your circus, it's not your monkeys." Anyway, eventually Paula goes, she confronts Joan, she gives the bag back and she says, "I know what's going on," and Joan denies it. I believed Joan, and maybe that sounds naive, but she was my friend, so I had her back. But it didn't matter, because after that she never spoke to any of us again, and the friendship was done, which I was really upset about because Joan was awesome. And that might sound like the end of the story, but it's just the beginning. A few months passed and we were all kind of just getting on with our lives, and then one day we got a message from Shannon. Remember Shannon? Yeah, she sent us a message to say that Joan was gone. Gone, like as in disappeared in the middle of the night. Not only that, she deleted all of her social media accounts and changed her number. And herein lies the mystery, because none of us knew where she went and none of us knew why. We assumed she just went home, and from the story that Shannon gave us, it was because this man who she was potentially involved with was a dealer of illicit substances, and she seemed to think that he was wrapped up in something really untoward, that then meant that she was in harm's way by being associated with him. So she had just literally fled in the middle of the night. Yeah, I know. This is a bit of a heavy one, really. There is so much to unpack in this story, and it's so wild, but yeah, I never heard from Joan again. None of us ever did, including Shannon, as far as I'm aware. We tried for a really long time to find a way to get in touch with her just to make sure she was okay, and we were never able to. We couldn't get hold of her. All of her social medias were gone. Like I said, her phone number changed. We had nowhere to go to find her. Oh, but my gosh, I'm not suggesting that she like got snatched from her bed at night or anything like that. 100% that did not happen. I am very confident that she just went home. But yeah, it just would have been nice to be able to like get in touch with her and make sure that she was okay, that she was doing okay, that, you know, what's up, what's going on in life. I liked Joan. I miss her. So yeah, that was the very dramatic story of how one of my best friends in Kuwait disappeared in the middle of the night. I have no idea why or what happened. And that whole story about the guy she was seeing and him getting mixed up in trouble, that's like, I don't know what that was based on. That could be just pure gossip and speculation. And obviously so much of what has gone on in this story like came from different people, and it was all second, third hand information, so take it with a grain of salt. But I never figured out what happened in the end, and to this day it still bothers me. So yeah, that was another one of my crazy tales from Kuwait, a little bit more of a dramatic one than usual. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please go ahead and give it a thumbs up to let me know. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.